Sticking true to its off-road heritage that spans from the 1983 N60 4Runner that was based on the Hilux pickup and built at the Tahara plant in the Aichi Prefecture in Japan, the current N280 4Runner has been in production since the 2010 model year and has undergone several facelifts and updates. This 2019 4Runner is the TRD Off Road Premium trim, and pricing is shown to the left. It is painted in midnight black metallic with a black SofTex TRD synthetic leather interior with red accent stitching. In 2017, the TRD Off Road and Off Road Premium replaced the previous Trail and Trail Premium trims. With a curb weight of 4,750 pounds and a gross vehicle weight rating of 6,300 pounds, the 4Runner can tow a maximum of 5,000 pounds and haul a maximum payload of 1,550 pounds. The 4Runner features a reinforced body-on-frame construction with a plethora of off-road ready features, including manual shift transfer case, a locking rear differential, multi-terrain select, crawl control, hill start assist, and downhill assist control. Off-road data for the TRD Pro is it features a ground clearance of 9.6 inches, an approach angle of 33 degrees, a departure angle of 26 degrees, and a ramp breakover of 19.8 degrees. It is powered by the 4-liter dual overhead cam 24-valve dual variable valve timing with intelligence V6 engine, and is constructed of aluminum block and heads with Toyota's direct ignition system and a 10.4 to 1 compression ratio, and creates 270 horsepower at 5,600 RPM, 278 pound-feet of torque at 4,400 RPM. While not at all a performance vehicle, for those curious, the 4Runner can accelerate from 0 to 60 miles per hour in 7.5 seconds, and 0 to 100 miles per hour in 21.3 seconds. Quarter mile is reached in 15.9 seconds at 89 miles per hour, with its top speed electronically limited to 114 miles per hour. The 4Runner features a 23 US gallon fuel tank and consumes 5.6 gallons per 100 miles driven, with an estimated total driving range of 414 miles. EPA fuel economy figures are 17 miles per gallon city, 20 miles per gallon highway, and 18 miles per gallon combined. On my 15-mile mixed driving test loop, I averaged 18 miles per gallon. The transmission in the TRD Pro is a 5-speed intelligent electronically controlled automatic with manual shift capability and a unique TRD aluminum leather shift knob with accent stitching. Around the rear, the 4Runner is pretty typical styling-wise of midsize SUVs, with a standout feature being the power roll-down hatch window, similar to that of the old Ford Broncos and Chevrolet K5 Blazers. Tail lamps are LED with incandescent turn and reverse indicator. The 4Runner is based on the now-defunct FJ Cruiser platform. This 4Runner features skid plates for the engine, front suspension, fuel tank, and transfer case. While the 4Runner is indeed a purpose-built off-road capable SUV with overall good exterior styling, I feel like the styling really falls behind in the rear portion, not uncommon with SUVs. The 4Runner is well overdue for a redesign for sure. Along the profile, we have an upright, boxy SUV that overall looks good and actually short in length, possibly due to the color, as darker colors tend to visually shorten vehicles. The 4Runner sits on a 109.8-inch wheelbase with an overall length of 191.3 inches, just a hair shy of 16 feet long. Steering is engine speed sensitive variable flow control, power assisted rack and pinion. Wheels are the 17-inch TRD Off-Road 7-spoke alloy wheels with P265/70R17 Dunlop Grand Trek AT20 tires. Brakes are power-assisted 4-wheel ventilated disc brakes with multi-terrain ABS assist. They can bring the TRD Premium from 70 miles per hour to 0 in 183 feet. Up front, styling, while somewhat aggressive or sporty, doesn't really stand out as flashy, especially in a black or dark exterior paint. It retains the Tacoma look to it, which isn't a bad thing. However, some nods to its past would be nice, like the words Toyota spelled across the hood or in the grille would be a nice touch. However, that styling is reserved solely for the TRD Pro. Lighting up front is halogen projector housed lights and clear lenses with smoked bezels and LED daytime running lights housed within a light pipe. Turn indicators are integral to the headlight unit and are also incandescent. Lower in the front fascia, central in the faux vertical intakes reside circular halogen fog lamps. Below, what looks to be a bash plate is simply a satin silver painted plastic panel. Alright, let's take a look inside. As you can see, no smart key access system here, just an old-fashioned keyless remote entry. One of the many signs of this vehicle's aging properties. Inside, it's actually pretty cleverly trimmed out, very nicely done. Nice attention to details, however, it is aging a little bit, I feel. But that's not really a too terrible thing. Fit and finish and quality and attention to detail are second to none. Of course, it's a Toyota, so you'd expect that. Of course, this vehicle is equipped with power windows, power mirrors, and power door locks, and all windows are auto one-touch down. You've got chrome door pulls, a couple 2-level storage bins in the driver's side door panel. Power mirror switches are on the dashboard. You've also got your instrument panel dimmer. Switch for your rear wiper heater, as well as your AC outlets. 8-way power driver and passenger seat with 4-way adjustable lumbar support. The seats are covered in a SofTex leatherette vinyl seat trim. They do feature red accent stitching and the red TRD logo. This is specific to the off-road premium package. Overall, the seats are very comfortable. They're very nice and supportive. They have good lateral support and good back support, especially with its lumbar. Alright, let's pan through the interior and show more details. As you can see here, nice, fluid, easy to use, power assisted steering. The steering wheel is leather wrapped with perforated leather inserts. You've also got a 4-spoke design with piano gloss black trim, multi-function controls for Bluetooth, audio controls, and trip computer controls, as well as your cruise control. Instrumentation is large, clear, and easy to read with bright illumination. You have a dot matrix style backlit LCD display, a sure sign of this vehicle's age as it does not have the full color LCD screens that are apparent in vehicles today. But it does contain all the information you'd ever need. Panning over the top of the dashboard is covered in a soft touch material as well as hard plastics. It is kind of boxy and upright, but that's to be expected in a vehicle like this. You do have a very old looking LCD classic clock, 2 large air vents at top. You also have the smallest display screen, but it is the in-tune system with navigation, which is a nice feature to have. Placing the vehicle in reverse does activate its reverse camera, which is a federally mandated standard now. It does feature guidance lines. Down below you have large oversized climate controls. It is just a single zone manual climate control system. And down below you have a USB port, an auxiliary input jack, and a 12-volt power point, and a couple storage cubbies. This vehicle is equipped with the manual shift transfer case, not the electronic transfer case, but you have large cup holders on the center console. The center console does have faux carbon fiber and the switch for your roll down rear window. That's a nice feature to have since this vehicle does not come apart basically like the Wrangler does. You've also got your controls for your heated seats up front. Center armrest is padded and covered in the same SofTex material. It opens up to reveal deep storage inside. Overall, the interior of the 4Runner is actually a pretty nice place to be, but the 4Runner is well overdue for a redesign. Overhead, you have an automatic dimming rearview mirror, and a plethora of your off-road controls, which we've covered in the off-road section previously. Of course, you also have 3-channel home leak and universal garage door opener, and your overhead map lights. Sun visors are nice and large and feature illuminated vanity mirrors with the lights in the ceiling. Of course, the sun visors swing out and they also have slide-out extensions. You've also got dampened overhead assist handles. Alright, let's take a look at the rear seat. Now, if this were a limited or a limited night shade, we could opt for a third row seat, but because this is none of them, we only have the second row seat. No other trim levels have the third row option. The door cards in the back contain the same styling features as the front doors. The rear seats are a bench seat. They are a 60-40 split folding seat design with reclining seat backs and high adjustable head restraints. They are also covered in the same SofTex vinyl with red accent stitching. The center armrest does fold down to reveal 2 cup holders. Overhead, we have overhead assist handles and coat hooks, seat back map pockets. We've also got rear climate control vents. And down below even further, we have a 120 volt or 12 volt power socket. Alright, and folding the seats is easy. First you need to lift the seat back up, or the seat bottom cushion up, and then you need to fold the headrest, and then pressing the button at the top of the seat, you can fold the seat completely flat to the floor. Lifting the seat is as easy as just reversing those steps. Alright, let's take a look at the luggage area. As you can see here, it's very nice and spacious. We have 46.3 cubic feet of storage capacity with our rear seats up. It is a nice flat area with minimal intrusion from the wheel houses. You do have a oddly placed household style AC outlet that is in the way back. You've also got a 12-volt power point. Multiple molded storage pockets in the side trim panels, as well as tie down hooks. And when we fold the seats down, we reveal that we have 88.8 cubic feet of overall storage. It is a nice flat load floor. Alright, and this does conclude our in-depth review of the Toyota 4Runner. If you like this video and would like to see more like it, please comment down below. Also, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe, and check out our Facebook page at facebook.com/neighborhoodcarreviews and Instagram at BrentSoJ1. And of course, as always, thanks for watching.